Welcome back to the LeverUp AMA series. I'm Marcus. Today's a bit different. We're zooming out from LeverUp itself and talking about everything around it. James is here from the LeverUp team. James, why does a trader need to think about the ecosystem at all? Can't they just show up and trade?
They can eventually, but opening a position on LeverUp is really one step in a broader workflow. Before that trade happens, capital has to get onto Monad in the first place. After it happens, that same capital, plus whatever else is sitting in the wallet, usually has somewhere else to go. If you only think about the trade itself, you're missing most of the actual workflow.
Let's start at the beginning then. Someone's holding assets on another chain or just has fiat. How do they actually get onto Monad?
A couple of paths. If they're moving capital from another chain, that's a bridge moving assets in from wherever they currently hold them. If they're starting from fiat rather than existing on-chain assets, Monad's ecosystem also supports direct fiat on-ramps through providers like Coinbase, MoonPay, and regional payment rails. That's an alternative to bridging for people who aren't already holding crypto somewhere else.
And before any of that, they need a wallet set up correctly for Monad specifically.
Right wallet configuration and network setup is the actual first step, before bridging or on-ramping even come into play.
Okay, capital's on Monad now. What does it typically look like at that point?
Usually a stablecoin, often USDC, though Monad's ecosystem supports a broader set, including USDT and others. That's the default landing point for most capital coming in.
Does it have to stay in one stablecoin? Or does that matter for someone who wants to trade on LeverUp specifically?
On LeverUp specifically, collateral choice extends further through AnyCollateral, which accepts MON, LVUSD, and LVMON as margin alongside USDC. That matters for traders who already hold Monad-native assets and don't want to convert everything into a single stablecoin before they can even open a position.
Now, between trades, capital's not always actively deployed on LeverUp. What happens to it in the meantime?
That's where the rest of Monad's DeFi stack comes in. LeverUp isn't the only protocol a Monad-based trader is likely to interact with. Lending markets live on Monad too. As of mid-2026, Aave V3 and Euler are among the larger deployments, and those are one option for idle stablecoin or collateral balances between trades, rather than just sitting unused in a wallet.
And getting the right asset into position before it becomes collateral, that's a separate step too.
Yes, that's typically a DEX aggregator handling the spot swap that gets capital into whatever asset the trader wants to actually post as margin. None of that is LeverUp-specific. It's the general Monad DeFi environment that a trading workflow runs alongside, not through.
So what actually is LeverUp-specific in all of this?
The trading layer itself. Perpetuals settled through a protocol-managed virtual liquidity architecture rather than an external LP pool, with RWA markets, gold and US equities, alongside crypto-native pairs. Everything else we've talked about, the wallet, the bridge, the lending markets, the DEX aggregator, exists independently of LeverUp. The trading mechanics are the one piece that's actually ours.
Once positions are open, how does someone actually keep track of everything? The LeverUp position plus whatever else they're holding on Monad.
Monad Vision integration lets traders track LeverUp positions and LVMON staking status alongside the rest of their Monad portfolio in one place, rather than checking LeverUp and other Monad protocols separately in different tabs.
If you had to sum up why any of this matters to a trader who just wants to open a position and get on with it, why should they care about the ecosystem context instead of just the LeverUp interface?
Because none of this infrastructure is unique to LeverUp. Wallets, bridges, lending markets, portfolio trackers all exist independently of any single protocol. What's actually specific to a LeverUp trader is how these pieces get used in sequence. Capital arrives through a bridge or on-ramp, gets held or put to work in Monad's broader DeFi stack between trades, and moves into a leave-up position through AnyCollateral when there's a thesis to act on.
So it's less about any single tool and more about understanding the full loop.
That's exactly it. Understanding that fuller loop, not just the trade itself, is part of trading effectively on any ecosystem, Monad included. A trader who only thinks about the moment they click open position is missing most of what actually determines how well their capital is working for them.
James, this was a useful reset. Good to zoom out from the trade itself for once. Appreciate it.
Anytime.